Hello and welcome back to the Craftea Cottage. My name is Tuesday. I'm so glad that you're here today. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing 4 different artist trading cards with you that I'm going to make. This is to be used as inspiration for you to make your own artist trading cards. So without further ado, let's get into this video. Alright, so I just wanted to show you guys how easy it can be to make an artist trading card. So here are my pre-cut watercolor pieces, and I'm just going to get one of these. You could also do it with cardstock or regular paper. It really does not matter. So I've got these 3 pieces of construction paper right here. And I have this hole punch. It is a little circle. And I'm just going to cut out some holes. Okay, so I've got some yellow. Got some green. And some red. And so this thing just like puts them in there. So I'm going to take those out. Okay. So there are my little dots, and I got this elephant punch, which let's do a different color. Let's do a blue elephant. So there is my elephant. Okay, so I have my circles. Here's my card. There's some pencil marks on it still from when I made them. So I'm just going to erase those really fast. There are several different ways that I can connect all of this to this. I have this glue, or I can do stick glue. I'm actually out of this glue. This is pretty much empty. So I'm probably going to end up using this, or I could get some Mod Podge. Put it all over it and then just stick this down. I don't really want to do that. I'm just going to use this bottle glue. So now I'm just going to figure out the composition that I want. So I'm going to have it oriented this way, up and down. Kind of like that. So then what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take my glue, and then I'm gonna just put glue and glue them down. Alright, so now you just let it dry, and I will show you that one in a little bit once it's dry, and I can show you the rest of what to do with it. But until then, I am just going to I'll do another one with you guys. So another thing that I really like doing is getting these pre-watercolored cards that I made. Picking one and drawing little doodles on them. I made these characters, and I believe I already showed them to you. So here's some of them. I think I'm going to call them doodle blobs because they're just really cute. There's some up here. So there's another one. But I wanted to keep drawing these characters, so I put them on tracing paper. So I could draw them again and again. And I think I want to show you guys another Sam. So if you don't know how tracing paper works, I'm about to tell you. I traced Sam, the little blob guy. So he's on this side, so I'm going to have to flip it over and trace him on the back so I get the pencil lead on there. And what this is going to do is allow me to then transfer it somewhere else. So you could it's probably going to be really hard, but what was on here on the front is now kind of on this. So then I'm going to grab my card. I'm going to place Sam right about there. And then just take my pencil and trace him again. Okay. And so then you can see it transferred onto the card. So then what I like to do is take a fine liner. This is a 0.4 fine liner, and I just like to go around the pencil that I just created. He's kind of a cross between a star and a paint blob. So that's very rough and very fast, but normally I would wait a little bit before I erase these lines, but for video's sake, I'm going to just go ahead and do it. Kind of smeared a little bit, but that's okay. I'm not too worried about it. So Sam, in previous, I will flash a picture of him up here. Sam is blue, so I'm going to draw his face really fast. I like these doodle blobs because they are fast and they're simple. So there's his face, and then draw an arm and another arm, draw one leg and another leg. Okay, so there's Sam. Okay, and what I like to do on specifically with my doodle blobs watercolor backgrounds is to get more watercolor and watercolor the doodle blobs, because I mean they are paint blobs, why not make them out of paint? So that's what we're gonna do with Sam. I'm gonna make him, he is blue, so I'm just gonna make another blue Sam, but he's on a different background this time. So make sure you have water, wet your brush. I can't remember which blue I made Sam, so we're just gonna go with this one because it's in frame. So make sure it's good and pigmented. I do have a paper towel underneath this that I'm using to wipe. So then I just go in and paint. This is another reason that I like to use watercolor paper, is because you can use it as like a mixed media paper. And I can watercolor, I can paint, I can collage. And I do, just like that, I go over his face. And you can tell that the paint is on top of his face. But after it dries, I usually go in and go back in with my fine liner and redraw any features that I covered up with the paint. So I just happened to look up and notice that my card was full, so I had to go through and erase some of the things on there. But I finished Sam, and I was in the process of saying that I like doing these little doodle blobs, especially in watercolor, because they do not take very long, and he's already done. The only thing that I would probably add, and I'm going to wait till these dry, is a little border around the edge, kind of like playing card style. So because these are so fast, I'll go ahead and do another one with you. I'll just grab another one of these pre-watercolored ones. Let's do that one. And I'm just going to go straight in with my fine liner and draw a little blob. Blob. There's my blob. And we'll give a face. Cute little face. And then arm. It's got short little arms. And another arm. There's one leg. There's another leg. What color should this one be? Let's do this weird brown up here. Alright, let's do this. Please do not take my doodle blobs. These are my little creatures, and I prefer you not to take my little doodle blobs. I'm just showing you how simple making artist trading cards is. They don't take very long. They can take longer. When I first started doing these doodle blobs onto artist trading cards, Titus and I sat down together to make some artist trading cards, and in the time that he made one, I made 7. So, I mean, they can take as long or as little as you would like. And that's what's cool about them, is you're in charge of them, and you can do whatever you want on them as long as they are 3.5 by 2.5 inches. And there's another one. What should we name this one? Let's name it Susie. So this is Susie. So then what I like to do is just write their name on the front. So that's Susie, and this one's Sam. Let's make one more. We'll do one on the plain paper. Here we go with a blob, and again, just going straight in with my fine liner. Blob. Okay, we'll give this one really big eyes. Actually, we'll give him funky eyes. Let's give him one really big eye and one really small eye. And we'll give him a squiggle mouth, like he's kind of confused. And we'll have one arm go like this, and one arm go like this, and his little legs. What color should this one be? Let's make this one orange. So we're making this one orange. I might do this one with a couple coats because I kind of want it to be a darker orange than this. I made one, his name is Junior. He's orange, but he's like Sharpie orange and not watercolor orange. So I might redo him at some point, make him a different color or something, because I didn't really like how the Sharpie acted on it. I didn't like the color, but I like this orange better, but I do want it to be a little bit darker, so we'll go a couple passes on this one. And while we're waiting for him to dry, what shall we name him? Kevin? Name him Kevin. Kevin. So the way that I paint my doodle blobs is wet on dry, but you can definitely do wet on wet technique on these, which I did do on one of my cards, one of my bouquet cards. I put the stamp down and then I covered it in water and then painted over that, which is wet on wet, but this is wet on dry. There's Kevin. So in this video we've made 3 doodle blobs and our little elephant. Sam is dry, so I'll show you what I like to do with these. I'm probably not going to do it on the elephant just because it's not quite dry yet. So on a lot of my character cards, I like to take a ruler and a Sharpie and make a little border around the edge. Not a very big border, just very small, like maybe 1/8 of an inch. And I just take Sharpie and color the border. And then, so there's Sam with his little border, and then I like to, on the edges, just swipe over them with my Sharpie. That way there's not any white poking out. And there's Sam. After I have my cards, I like to then take my little created by stamp and I'll dip it in black ink and stamp on the back and put all my information on the back. So that is how I make artist trading cards. They're very simple, they're very easy. These are just a few. I'm gonna let them dry before I do anything else with them. Don't forget that my P.O. box is down in the description and we can trade cards. You just have to let me know that you're sending me some so I make sure that I have enough to send back to you. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell to be notified when I post again. And I can't wait to trade artist trading cards with you. I hope you have a good rest of your day. Goodbye!